everybody, and here we are again. We are now playing Descent 2nd Edition. Here, Heirs of Blood, Kaladin's Crossing. So where are we at? Our heroes are over here. We have different places that are on fire. You can see that they are on fire because we have these red tokens over here. And we need to get buckets of water to douse the flames. So essentially, how does this work? Well, we run over here ideally, pick up one of these, run in here and try to douse the flames. However, as we are working our way towards saving the village, every time, on every turn, so whenever the Overlord takes his first action, we add 1 fatigue token. And if something has 4 fatigue tokens, we remove 1 of the fire tokens, and we have to, and if all 4 fire tokens are removed, I guess we lose. So let's see if we can play this. I have to say, the more I read these scenarios, the more I have to say that they are not necessarily very well explained. So let's get started. We have had some upgrades, so we spent our experience and we went shopping. So our friends are now a lot better equipped. Let's draw 4 cards for the Overlord. Poison Dart, it's a trap, dash, run, dash again, and Dark Fortune. Okay. Let's see who gets to go first. So first we're going to draw the activation tile for the Goblin Archers. They act on a 3. Then we have Jane acts on a 4. The Widow Tara on a 6. Ashrian on a 9. And Sindrial on a 5. Now, obviously what these guys are going to try and do is they're going to try and prevent us from getting those water buckets. So now we have the first activation. We're going to put 1, 2, 3, no, actually 1, 2, 3, 4 fatigue markers out on these tiles, so 1 each. One, and whoops, 1 and 1. And now we're gonna start running. So they have a speed of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus we're going to play dash. So this one gets to go one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to play it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to attack. So we're going to roll a blue and a yellow die, and we're going to roll against Jane, who has a grey defense die, and that's enough range, but it doesn't hit because we've got 3 shield and 2, and this one is going to do the same. And we have enough range, 2 and 1 shield. So Jane takes 1 wound. But of course, we're not going to let this go unanswered. First of all, the Widow Tara is going to attack with a blue and a yellow attack die. No, sorry, actually it's Jane who goes first on a 4. Jane is going to attack this one here. 1, 2, range is 2, and she's going to use her sling. And, well, it's a miss, and she's going to do that again. And this time it's a hit. She does, she has enough range, 1, 2. So she has 4 points of damage, 2 shields, but she has 2 surges. And the first one gives her an additional range and an additional wound, but that's not even required because they only have 2. So this one's dead. Next up is the Widow Tara. She's going to first get an exhaustion to bring out our friend George. And George is going to go here, and then she's going to attack this one over there. 1, 2, 3. Let's see how we're doing. And that's easily done. She has 1, 2, 3. Let's see if she can get enough range. No, she can't. She doesn't have enough range. That's a pity. So that really good attack actually fizzles. So that wasn't good enough, but George is going to go in 1, 2, and he's going to attack the guy. And that's a miss. That didn't go so well. So next up is Cindriel. She's going to start walking 1, 2, 3, 4, and she's going to take this water bucket, which is her activity done. And next up is Ashrian. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, and she's going to kill this guy, hopefully. And she doesn't actually. She only does 1 point of damage, but she has... Yeah, so she does 1 point of damage. So we were not that successful. So everyone and everything refreshes. The activation tokens go back. One, two. Gonna do a cut, so we're gonna draw 1, and it's again a 3 for the Goblin Archers. It's an 8 for Jane. It's a 9 for the Widow Tara. It's a 6 for Ashrian, and it is a 5 for Cindriel. So first of all, this one is stunned because he's standing next to Ashrian, so he's not gonna do anything. We are now allowed to draw 1 more card, and it's Tripwire. We're going to add this one here because he's allowed to get back onto the playing field. And what we're now going to do is we're going to attack Cindriel. So first of all, the first one is Cindriel now actually has 15 health. So let's see. Wow, that was a really, really good roll. Let's see if we make the relevant Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, that's enough. 4 points of damage plus 1 surge, so that's 5 points of damage, minus 1 shield is 4 points of damage, so she's then going to use her wooden shield to reduce it to 3, so she's now at 12 points. So that was a really, really good attack from this guy over here. Next one also, going to attack Sindrial. Enough range. And he's going to do, so this one we remove, and 1 surge, so 2 points of damage, so she's now at 10. Oh, actually, when you have a water bucket and you suffer a wound, we need to test strength, so we need to test strength. And we fail. Okay, so what happens? Okay, in this case we have to give back the water bucket, and now it's the lieutenant. And he has enough range and he does 2 more points of damage, so she's now at 8. That was, you know, she was really, she's been battered by this. Okay, so so that was the goblins. The goblin archers. Next up is Sindrial. So she is going to try it again. She's going to pick up the bucket and she's going to start moving. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's her movement. Oh, sorry, this one gets to go as well, and he's going to attack the Widow Tara. And we'll see what happens there. And he misses. That one was a fail. You can't see it, but it was actually, I rolled an X. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and she's going to stay there. So, next up is the Widow Tara. She's going to just try and kill this one that's standing behind her. Maybe she's luckier this time round. And it's a fail. So she'll try this again. And this time she fails again because he has 3 shields. So that was bad. Oh, we should have used the poison dart. No, the tripwire. Yeah, so we're actually going to do this now. We're going to get her to test. And she gets to test... We're actually now at 7 reputation, so we can get 7 knockdowns. She gets to test nothing, 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 nothing. She tests observation. And she fails. And if you fail, when you do observation, you end your move action, so she never got further than this. Okay, so good. Okay. So the Widow Tara was unable to did the Widow Tara now act? Well, it wasn't her turn anyways. It was Sindrial. So now it's Ashrian. Ashrian's going to attack this guy here. And she does 1 point of damage. 2 points of damage, and she's going to attack him again. And this time she rolls a miss, so he now has... He's dead because he already had 1 damage. Oh yeah, and I forgot to place the... Gosh, this is a scenario where you have to take a lot of stuff into consideration. 1, 2... Okay, so that was Ashrian. Sindrial is also gone. Next up is Jane. Jane is going to try and attack this guy behind her. Well, actually, she's going to move forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and she's going to attack the master. And she gets enough range, and he has no defense, so he's going to re-roll it, so he takes 1 point of damage, and we play Dark Fortune. He takes 1 wound. Next up is the Widow Tara, and she's going to move forward 1, 2, 3, 4. And she's going to pick up a bucket of water. Next up is George. George is going to go 1, 2, 3, and he's going to attack the lieutenant. And he does 4 points, 5 points of damage, and the lieutenant has 1 shield, but he also gets 1 surge. So he does, and the surge he can convert into another wound, so he does 6 points of damage against 1 shield is 5 points of damage, so the goblin archer is dead. And since I have killed something, I can use vampiric blood and recover 1 fatigue from the Widow Tara, which is not too shabby. Okay, that's the end of this turn. Let's see who gets to go next. First of all, we draw a card. For the Overlord Frenzy, play this card when activating a monster during your turn. That monster may perform an additional attack action. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna start with the goblins. They go on a 5. Jane goes on an 8. The Widow Tara on a 6. Ashrian on a 9, and Sindrial goes first. Sindrial. Now we have a problem because Sindrial could, in theory, open this door, but when she does, she will encounter a new monster group. And she's actually not ready for this. So she's going to walk 1, 2, 3, 4, and she's going to stay here. And that's her turn. Next up is the Overlord. So first we place the fatigue tokens. Then we're going to add the goblin archers. And then we're going to activate them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to attack Sindrial. for 3. Do we have enough range? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we do. So 2, but we do have 1, so we do 2 damage. But she uses her wooden shield, so that's only 1. But now she has to test strength. Or else she might lose the water bucket. And she passes. So it was this one. Next up is the lieutenant. Oh, sorry, I forgot. She actually gets to roll a second die for defense. Okay, now that's a lot better. Does he have enough range? 1, 2, 3. No, he doesn't. But he does have a surge. So let's see. Surge. Does that help? Yes, he can get +2 range. So then he has enough. She has 2 points. So he does 2 points of damage. So, but what I'm going to do is, considering that I forgot to roll the additional defense die on her first turn, she doesn't have to test strength now. So she only takes 2 points of damage. She doesn't have to test strength, but she is on her last leg, as it were. She has 5 points left, so she definitely needs to be healed. So lastly, it's this one here. He needs 3. And he hits. He has enough range. And he does 1 point of damage. So let's test strength. And she passes, so she does take 1 point of damage. She only has 4 wounds left, but at least she didn't drop her water bucket. So that's them. Okay. This is a tough scenario. So next up is the Widow Tara. The Widow Tara is going to run like hell. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then she's going to use her Staff of Light, and each hero within 1 space of 3 spaces of her recovers 1 health and 1 fatigue. 1, 2, 3. So Jane actually recovers 1 health. 1, 2, no. 1, 2, 3. No, Jane doesn't recover any health. But our friend does. So that was the Widow Tara's turn. George is going to do the following. 1, 2, 3, and he's going to attack this guy. And we'll see what we shall see. And he kills him. 1, 4 points of damage. He's dead. So next up is Jane Fairwood. Jane's going to attack. And she's going to use her hand bow. And that's enough. 1, 2, 3 range. She does 2 points of damage, but she has a surge, so she pierces. So she does 3 points of damage on the lieutenant. And she's gonna attack again, but this time with her sling. And it's a miss. That was Jane. And last but by no means least, Ashrian is gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, no, she's going to stay where she is, like so. Because now she's going to suffer 3 fatigue and she's going to use her radiant light. No, she's actually, yeah, no, she is. Let's see. She was here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, she's going to move here. First of all, she's going to exhaust Prayer of Healing and she's going to roll 1 power die. And she does 2, so she gives 2 back to Sindrial, and then she's going to suffer 3 more fatigue, and now she's maxed out, and she's going to roll 1 red power die, and each hero in her line of sight, including herself, recovers this much. She rolls 2 hearts, so each hero in her line of sight, including herself, is going to recover that amount of damage. So it's 2 back to our friend Sindrial, who's now at 9. And each monster in her line of sight takes that many damage. So this one is in her line of sight, so he takes 2 points of damage. That's a really powerful spell. It's going to go down here. 2 points of damage. And that was that round. So we draw 1 more card. Critical blow. Oh, we go on a 2. And a 3 for Jane. Widow Tara on a 4. Ashrian on a 5. And Sindrial on an 8. So we now have 4. What happens actually when we are at more than 4? Okay, if we don't extinguish any fires, then what's going to happen is we are going to, then the scenario ends immediately and we simply do not get any villager tokens for the next one. Okay. So on the next round, if we don't extinguish any of these fires, actually we will lose, or the scenario ends. Okay. So this one's gonna enter. We're gonna try and attack the Widow Tara. And we're gonna play Frenzy, so that this one gets to attack twice. And it's a hit for 3. And she needs to test spirit. And she fails, so she loses her bucket of water. And she takes 3 damage. And he's gonna attack again. And this time he's going to try and... He can't hit Sindrial, so he's going to try and attack the Widow again. And he hits for 3. For 4. This one's going to attack Jane. And he has enough so that's... he gets a surge, so he does 4 points of damage. -1 is 3 points of damage. That was very very successful. And this one is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's also going to attack the Widow Tara. Wow. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's enough range. So he does 2 points of damage. We're really getting bloodied. We haven't even... This is a really, really difficult scenario. The Widow Tara is now at 9 out of 10. She's nearly dead. These two are going to attack Jane. First one has 4 range. That's enough. She doesn't roll any... Okay. They're not within 3 spaces of their commander, so they can't spend surges, so she gets 3 points of damage, but that's bad enough. And then the other one is going to try and do the same. And he has enough range for 3, but she rolls 2 shields, so she only takes 1 damage because he cannot spend the surge. So now what we're going to do is we're going to call for aid. It's not going to help much, but these two are going to be removed. We can do this once. Tyrus breaks from the barricades and approaches the burning building. Flames dance across his eyes, but whether it's a reflection or some growing power within him is unclear. He rolls back his sleeves, raises his hands, and roars with all the powers of his small frame. The flames quiver before an unseen force, and the structure regains some strength. After a moment, the boy stumbles back and collapses, clearly drained of stamina. So that's going to give us 2 rounds, but I mean, there is nothing really we can do. So Jane is going to be next. Jane's going to... Yeah, I mean, you see, this, as soon as we open this door, the Barghests will come in and we have no chance. I mean, she's going to try and attack the lieutenant using her hand throw. And she has enough range, and she does 2 points of damage, so he is now gone because he already had 5. And then she's going to attack this one over here using her sling. And he has 3 shields, so that was nothing. So she's done. The Widow Tara is now going to go... She's going to spend 1 fatigue to go in here, and then she's going to open the door. We're going to now be faced with 4 Barghests. And they're going to draw a... They're going to go on a 7. So it's the Widow Tara. The Widow Tara is now going to attack them. She has 2 attacks still left because she used the fatigue. Whoops. And the Barghest has a grey defense die. Wow, that's bad because the Barghest rolled 3 shields. So she does 1 point of damage to the Master Barghest. And then she's going to repeat this one more time. Sorry, he's a Night Stalker, isn't he? What does that do again? By non-adjacent, yeah, that's what I thought. So she's fine. So we'll do this one more time. Let's see. And this time she rolls 2 and he rolls no shield. So she does 2 points of damage. He's got 6 health. Next up is George. George's gonna kill the goblin. And he does so. He rolls 5 points of damage and he has 1 shield, but he only has 2 health. He's dead. And unfortunately the Widow doesn't have any fatigue, otherwise she would have recovered it. So George is done. He can now move and he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That was the Widow Tara. Next up is Ashrian. Ashrian's gonna... Well, she can't really do much. She's going to go in here and she's going to attack the goblin. And she kills it. And next up is the Barghests. The Barghests are going to attack. First of all, he's going to attack he's going to attack Sindrial. And he misses. Woohoo! And now the Master is going to attack as well. Oh, sorry, they attack with a red die. So I need to roll again. Yeah. 1 point of damage. She uses her shield. Nothing gets through. And then the Master attacks as well. And he misses. So that was good. That was really good. And now it is Sindrial. And she's going to attack with Mistbane. Each time you defeat a monster, you may suffer 1 heart to recover 1 fatigue. Not likely. Okay, so she's going to use a red and a blue die. And the Barghest has a... Sorry, the Barghests get to howl as well. When they howl, each hero within 3 spaces needs to test spirit. And that's the Widow Tara. She passes, and Sindrial, and she fails. And what happens? Then she gets a fatigue. And Ashrian 1, 2, 3 also. And Ashrian is good. Yeah. Okay, so now we get to roll for Sindrial. And Sindrial does 2 points of damage to the Barghest, the Master. It's now at 5. And she's going to hit it again. Hopefully. And she does. She adds 3 points. What does a surge do? Okay, it's dead. Completely gone. Annihilated. That was good. And that was this round. We draw 1 more card. Dark Fortune. Play this card after you roll a dice. You may re-roll one die. Okay. Let's see. As soon as the Overlord goes, the Barghests go on an 8, the Goblins go on a 5. Jane goes on a 4, the Widow Tara goes on a 3, Ashrian on a 9, and Sindrael on a 6. Okay. The Widow Tara goes first. She needs to go here and douse this. Oh no, she lost the water. Crap. Okay. Yeah, she'll go first anyway. She's gonna move in here using... Oh god. She's only got 9 health left. Okay, she's going to use her staff to heal everyone in her line of sight for 10. Herself as well. Okay, here we are back and the card was full, so let's just keep thinking about this. The Widow Tara is going to attack this Barghest. And she does... Oh, he can re-roll one die. He's going to do this, and he rolls 3. That's it. So she can now re-roll one die as well because of her ability, and she's going to re-roll the blue die, and that's 3 against 3. So he takes no damage. But now George moves in 1, 2, 3, and he's going to attack this Barghest. Hopefully he'll kill it outright. And he doesn't. Did you see this? He missed. Oh, bloody hell. Next up is Jane Fairwood. Jane's gonna, she's gonna attack these two. She misses and she does it. Oh no, she gets to re-roll one die. One power die. She's going to re-roll the blue one. 3 range, that's enough. So she does 2 points of damage to this one, which means he's dead. She's going to do the same thing again, only this time she's going to use her sling. And she does 2 points of damage as well, so this one's dead too. So that's her turn. And now it's the Overlord, so we add, so these go away, these tokens go away, we add 1 here and this token goes away as well. So now all of these come in and they're gonna walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're gonna attack Sindrael. And it doesn't get through. So this one's done. This one's gonna attack her as well. And it does go through easily. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, but does he have enough range? He gets 3 range, 1, 2, 3, that's enough. +1, so he's 5 points, 4 points of damage. She has to test strength. And she loses the water bucket. And that's it. We've lost the scenario. Okay, so folks, we will have to keep going. So she takes yeah. She takes 4 points of damage, so now she's at 6. This one's going to attack Jane. And why is it important that we keep going? Because we need to see if we are going to get knocked out before the end of the game. Jane, he misses. This one's going to attack Jane. He misses as well. So that was that. Next up is Sindrael. Oh yeah, this one would now enter. No, he can't because we already did that. So now Sindrael is going to attack this Barghest. For 4, it dies. She's going to move in 1, using fatigue. And she's going to kill that one, or hopefully kill that one too. And she does, because she does 5 points of damage against 1 shield. He's dead too. Now, we should have rolled like this earlier. So that was Sindrael. And now it is the Barghests, the remaining Barghests, and he's going to attack George. And he does 4 points of damage, and George dies. So now it's Ashrian, and she's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't really make any difference. She's going to attack that Barghest. And she... Sorry, that was the wrong die. Yeah, she does 1 point of damage. Now that's the end of the round. We would have to go back to get water, which we are not going to do. That's the end of this scenario. So we lost, the heroes lost. So it means that in the next scenario, we do not get any reinforcements, because what would have happened is if we had managed to save these houses from the flames, each of these would have converted, each one that we would have doused would have converted into a villager that will help us later. So we will not have anyone holding the bridge, as it were, because that's the next scenario. So I hope you enjoyed this one. This is the first time actually that I've lost. So we'll see how the second scenario then goes, because it will be us against an onslaught of enemies. And it's going to be tough. We didn't even get to search. I think this is a really difficult one because those goblin archers are murderous. I mean, we took so many hits, and then of course we didn't pass the strength tests, and so we lost the water and stuff. But I really don't know how you can win this, because they keep coming. And then of course, as soon as you open the door, there is one here, and then you would also have to go here. So I don't really understand how you're expected to do this. I really don't. But anyway, I like this because so far I've been doing so well that I was thinking, you know, maybe with the changes that I've made, I'm actually biasing this game towards the heroes. But this is a really difficult scenario. It's an enjoyable one, and it's nice to lose as well from time to time, and it also plays really quickly. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and hopefully I'll see you again on this channel very, very soon. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.